Ready? All right. Good evening, everyone. It is now 5:30 p.m., June 17th, 2024. We are prepared to go into our millage rate public hearing tonight. I would like to go ahead and call to order this meeting, starting with the roll call from my left.
Good evening, Diane Howard, Councilwoman.
Councilman Darrell Honore.
Mayor Reynolds.
Councilwoman Yolanda Shepherd.
Mayor Pro Tem Amelia Inman.
Councilwoman Vanessa Wynn.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Council. At this time, if you could silence your phones and prepare for a moment of silence. Thank you. All right. At this time, Council, can I get a motion to approve the agenda tonight?
I'd like to make a motion to approve tonight's millage rate public hearing, June 17th, 5:30 p.m.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Ayes have it. Thank you so much. Chief DeJournette, are you ready to present our 2025 millage rate? Okay. Thank you.
Citizens interested in commenting on public hearing portion of the meeting may comment in person. You may also submit a comment in writing to City Clerk at lithoniacity.org by 2 p.m. the day of the public hearing to be read into record at the meeting. If you choose to submit your comment in writing, please include your full name, address, and item you are speaking about, and if you are for or against it. When it is your turn to speak in person, please state your name, address, and relationship to this case. There is a 10-minute time allotment for each side during public hearing. Only the applicant may reserve time for the rebuttal, which in our case is the city of Lithonia. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ashley.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Again. So this is a public hearing reference to our millage rate with a proposed millage rate of 13.021, which is 3.016 mils above the rollback rate. So the rollback rate is right now is 10.005. With the proposed tax increase for a home with a fair market value of $225,000 is approximately $301.60. And the proposed tax increase for a non-homestead property with a fair market value of $250,000 is approximately $222.83.
All right. All right. Thank you, Chief. Ms. Ashley, do we need to do for or against? Which one is first? Okay. I would like to do against first. Is there anyone here that needs to speak to us regarding the millage rate, and you are against raising the millage rate for this year? Anyone here? Who's first? Did anybody sign up or? Okay. Okay, gotcha. All right, just state your name and your residence address.
My name is Kathleen DeCoke, and I have a couple different residents, but in the
Which one
city,
do
I
you
stay
live
at
at?
2399 Randall Avenue.
Thank you.
My thing is raising the taxes. For example, we have a street sweeper. We pay for the city. How often do you see it rolling around the streets?
I see it.
How many times?
Maybe once or twice a month. It just depends.
Well, it's not coming out this way once or twice a month.
Have you ever come to us to let us know you haven't seen it on your street?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, let me tell you this first.
Okay.
This is regarding millage rate, not street sweep.
Okay, we're talking about, I'm
Okay.
comparing it to our services we're getting
Okay.
to this increase.
Okay, got you.
Okay. Streetlights. Streetlights are out all over the city. On Randall Avenue, we have 4 out of streetlights. This is things that we're paying our tax dollars to have do.
Okay.
Lithonia Housing, are they giving us money for taxes, in lieu of taxes? April 25th, there has been a tire sitting at Lucellen Avenue since April 25th. That is over almost 2 months. Where's our maintenance crews? Our streets look like hell. We have garbage all over the place.
Really?
Go to Lucellen. Every week there's stuff.
Have
And the
you
reason
ever
you don't
come
see it-
to tell us all this, what you're saying now?
My thing is, Why should we tell you? You have
Uh-huh.
maintenance are supposed to be rolling around this area every
Yeah,
day.
they do. That's why I'm.
Well, why are you having tires in the street for almost 2 months? They're not doing their job.
Okay.
Okay, you're wanting tax increases.
Okay.
My thing is, I'm against it because right now the
Mhm.
taxes have been 250% higher
Okay.
because also of the value of these houses.
Mhm.
And we've increased the past 3 years.
Mhm.
There's been increases.
You
Not
said the
only
past
in
3 years, it's
2
been
years.
increased. No, I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. When
the mill rate.
because COVID, we didn't do anything.
Okay, COVID was back in 2000.
Like two,
So
like
what,
2
2
years.
years, the past
Mhm,
2 years.
at least, because we didn't
And
do
then
nothing.
our house values have been increasing.
And that's the cab. Keep going.
Well, yeah, that has to do
Mhm.
with the cab, but that's
Mhm.
increasing. When
Okay.
you take the higher mill rate, you're
Mhm.
getting more money.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, we're paying all this money
Mm-hmm.
over what, 100,000 each year in increase, or over 100,000. My thing is, we've had enough money to hire an administrator.
Mm-hmm.
Chief needs to be a chief.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to be administrator and chief. He needs to focus on his job as chief.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's some of the issues that I'm seeing here in the city of Lithonia. You're wanting us to pay more property taxes, but we're not getting the services.
Understood.
What services are we being provided? Police? What other services are we being provided here in Lithonia to justify these tax increases?
Gotcha.
That's it.
All right. Anyone else? We got more time, right? For 10 minutes? Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else against? Come state your name and your address.
Dawn Massey, 6949 Main Street, and I'm just generally against it. So
Yes, ma'am.
that's it.
Okay, I got you. Anyone else? Okay.
My name's Amy Garner at 2580 Reagan Street.
Thank you.
I can go both ways on this. I am okay with the tax increase for the city. I know it takes a lot of money to run the city, but I don't feel like we are seeing enough, like Kathy said, services in the city to warrant a tax increase.
Mhm.
We've got a lot of properties around Lithonia that have been sitting vacant.
Mhm.
They're overgrown. They're half built, half not built. And this has been this way for years. So, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, we had a tax increase last year. We also had a tax increase the year before.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought is, if we're having all these tax increases, we should be seeing more services in the city. We should be
Mhm.
seeing these houses taken care of. The owners of these houses should be held accountable,
Mhm.
and things should be being done, but they're not.
Got you.
So that's my biggest thing about the increases with the taxes. We just need to be seeing more done. And like Kathy said, I've seen the street sweeper on Reagan Street twice.
Twice. Okay.
Twice. That's it. So, I mean, that was a big chunk of change that we had to pay for. And that's fine if it's going to be utilized, if we're going to see it,
Mhm.
but we're not.
Got you.
So I would say yes for a tax increase if we saw a lot more activity in the city of things being done for us, the citizens.
Understood.
As we live here, we're proud of Lithonia. We want it to be a better city. So we're just appealing to you guys to take that into consideration.
Got you. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Garner. Anyone else? Okay. How much time we got? 4 minutes. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Just state your name and address.
Okay, my name is Paige Sanders. I live at 2579 Reagan Street, right across from Amy Garner.
Mhm.
I also rent my property from Kathy.
Okay.
Now, one thing I do know that most of the neighbors will say, and I hear it a good bit, is the property values
Mhm.
every year seem to mostly go up quite a bit, as well as their property taxes from the county, and now the city is doing this. Amy has had her property tax go down. I mean, her value of her home go down for this year,
Mhm.
but her taxes have gone up. My next door neighbor on this side of me has the same exact house. I know it was renovated. They sold it, but his house is worth probably a good $40,000 to $60,000 more property-wise than the one I'm in. And he's right next door with the same exact pattern of a house. He thinks that his property tax has gone up, but he couldn't find the paper for DeKalb County. His house is valued, from what he said, over $200,000. My house that I'm renting is only valued probably around 100, the low 180s.
Okay.
And I'm just speaking because of the fact that there's a lot of the neighbors, and not all of them live on the street. There's a lot of the neighbors that discuss these type of things because we do the watches on the street,
Right.
you know, and just help each other out a lot. So I just wanted to address that. I mean, I know my rent goes up definitely every
Because
time
of
the
that.
taxes go up too. So
Yeah.
that's not good either. But yeah, we do not have maintenance drive-through. We have a maintenance man that lives on Parkway on our side of the street, but the truck comes through occasionally. That's it. We don't have any maintenance doing anything out there. We all keep our own property on the
up.
street up. My husband does actually this neighbor's yard and this neighbor's yard, and sometimes goes across the street and does that yard just because, you know, it needs cutting. So, and I know Ray does his. So there's a lot of things that we take care of on our own, on our street, but we don't have any help. And I know Chief is probably not going to like this, but we have a very extinct problem with being seen on our street. We get a lot of drive-throughs when it's DeKalb County or if they're actually chasing somebody. I mean, they can fly. But other than that, I don't see them. And I have a thing about calling 911 before I can actually get a hold of anybody here because we have office hours. We don't work past 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and we don't have weekend hours. I have a problem with that too. I like to be able to call directly to the police department if I have a problem,
Gotcha.
not get put on hold through DeKalb County.
I wish that could happen too, but I got to call 911 myself, so I understand. I understand.
So that's
Thank
my
you, Ms.
bitching
Sanders.
session right there.
Thank you, Ms. Sanders. Thank you. All right. We're up 4 minutes. 54 seconds. Okay. Anyone take the 54 seconds?
I just want to say that the maintenance crew, in my view, does a good job. They work super hard. I think this is a communication issue. If you got an issue and there's a tire that's been there,
I
call them
know.
up, say, hey, can you get this tire up? I know it would be great if everybody drove around every day, but I just think that generally they work their tails off and they do a good job.
Any more seconds left?
Okay, I'm gonna say what.
Let her
So Kimberly Aguilar, and we live in 6806, and we want to say we're against it as well.
Okay.
To be honest, the schools are trash. There's homeless people every day walking around. We call the cops of people sleeping right in front of our house the whole night. Police takes forever to answer the phone, and it's just getting out of control with drugs and everything as well.
Okay. What's your street?
Huh?
What's your street again?
6806 Church Street.
Church Street.
Yes.
She near the library. Okay. All right. All right. Time is up for against. Anyone for? Anyone here for? Anyone here for? Gotcha. All right. Since we have heard the against and we don't have anything for, Ms. Ashley, what's next on this agenda that we need to do? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
I presented the proposal. I want to address a few comments though. Street sweeper, that is actually, Mr. Munson has to write down what street he does, what day he does, time and everything. That's for EPA rules and regulations. just to give out some other information in reference to the millage rate. So our tax collection right now is at 71%. We're at $200,000 shortfall in tax collections of last year.
So we haven't received $200,000 from last year?
Correct.
Okay.
Talking with the county, of course, there's a process with that when they don't pay the taxes, because the county is the one who collects our taxes for us. They have to do a tax lien, goes into tax sales, could take a while. The other thing with the police going fast chasing somebody, that was actually me that did that. So other than that, that's all I have. The proposed millage rate for the rollback is 10.005. Like I stated earlier, the proposed tax increases at 13.021. Council has the floor to discuss amongst themselves.
All right, council. Who wants to start first? Any discussion at all?
Yeah.
All right, council.
Chief, so looking at our millage rate, what is the average other cities in the area then? Just to say, yeah, outside. We don't want.
So, just our size. So, right now, Stone Mountain is at a proposed 16.0 mil. Pine Lake is looking at about a 19 mil proposal in order to eat up their tax shortfall that they had.
So the tax collection wasn't just Lithonia, that's what you're saying?
Correct.
Why does that happen? I mean, it went up a lot yet last year.
Yeah.
Just the
Pine Lake
property
is at 91% tax collection.
Let me ask you a question about Pine Lake. Stay right there. I looked, and I think I mentioned this to y'all about Pine Lake, because I wanted to look at services in the cities that compare to us in size. Pine Lake, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Pine Lake also has police services, but they don't offer 24-hour police services as we do.
Correct.
Their police services run from 10 p.m. to 6 in the morning.
No, 6 in the
6 in the morning to
10 p.m., 10 or 11 p.m.
And their millage rate is higher than ours, but
Proposed.
yet they don't offer 24-hour police services. Do you know if they offer their own local trash services, or does the cab do the trash services as well?
I don't think anybody, from what I know, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think anybody does
Right.
their own trash for everybody.
So the millage rate is higher than ours. They don't offer police services on the same rate that we are. They don't even have a public works.
I have a question.
Yeah, I'm done.
Pertaining to Pine Lake. What is the percentage of private homes in Pine Lake opposed to the city of Lithonia? Do you know? Okay, so that's a gray area. Do you know, okay, you said the proposed millage rate is going up to 19 points?
Yes, they have,
Okay, where is it coming from? If the proposed is 19, where is
16, I believe.
that 16?
I believe it's at 16. I think I have it printed out upstairs or something, but
They don't
almost-
have housing, do they?
I don't think so, no.
So they're basically on, okay, Stone Mountain, is Stone Mountain really compatible with our size?
They're like 2,000 or 3,000 more than us. They're a part of when we talk about in the county. So when you go to any of these county meetings, and me and the mayor attended them, they talk about the 4 smaller cities, and they always put us in this category, and that's us, Avondale, Pine Lake, and Stone Mountain.
Okay, so Stone Mountain, do they have public housing? Okay, so again, they have more private homes.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I've never looked up their private to public.
Right, but when you do a
Maybe.
comparison, that's why I'm asking, because we threw them out there for comparison. So I just want to know how much you can compare just the millage rate and not too much else.
Yeah.
But we do know that there's 9 to 5 policing and no public works. Is that what you're saying?
Just about it.
Okay, that's about it. Okay, I think they're probably a little bit larger than us and also have no public housing, which kind of leads to what our size of people who own private homes having to carry a little bit more of the weight because of the size of the public housing.
I would agree with that.
We are.
I think the good thing, maybe we could let the citizen know, we do have a lot of rooftops coming in.
Oh, yeah.
So that breaks it down. Maybe for next year, maybe it might help us out because those houses are valued at, 300,000. How many do you think we got?
So there's 30, is it 30 or 34? 30 times.
And then we have the three buildings. They're almost up.
39
Up there for-
rooftops.
Just about. So, yeah, you got 3 on Robinson, you got 30 going on Magnolia, you got another 2 single family on Magnolia. Was that like 35? Plus you got Bruce Circle 36. I do know that that builder from Texas called us in reference to, I think he's purchasing the property at 7878 Covington Highway in order to try to do the proposed 150 townhomes.
What's the proposed date of completion for the 30?
I think he's waiting on the county to do the study
Yeah,
to tap
he
into
did
the
say
sewer.
that.
So that
Yeah.
could
They
take a minute.
create.
So-
We didn't meet with them out there. I mean, they're ready to go. They're waiting on the county to kind of get with them about tapping into that.
So
So
ready to go, and being able to go.
you're right.
I'm ready.
All right, any other discussion? As we discussed, if we break down the numbers, I think it's about, what was it, 40% of people that rent homes here in the city and 60% own. So the weight goes onto the people that own their homes, which, of course, I'm a homeowner. Many of you guys are from my street, so you know that. But when it comes to the city needs, that's where it really breaks down because in the past years, we've been having to use tax allocation notes to support the city and run the city. So I'm for it, just putting it out there. But I do understand, the needs that you guys mentioned. So those are all things that we're working on, to help our city look better. We even have cleanup days if you guys want to come and join, those tires. If you see them, like they said, we can address it with Public Works. Mr. Munson is amazing. When we have our city cleanup, I'll be sure to come by and say, hey, here's the date. Hey, okay. So it's a unity thing, that we all can join and support our city and help it make it better. So that's all I have to say.
I agree with you. I think it take everybody to keep the city running. I think it's a phone call. It's a quick phone call. Every people, we all have to take care of the community. So if you see something, we're not asking you to pick up the tires. We're not asking you to pick up the trash. We're asking you to make a phone call to say, hey, Public Works, get this picked up, get this, and it will get done. I saw tires right by the cemetery. I made a phone call, Mr. Munson, he picked them up. There was about 20 tires out there. He picked them up the very next morning. So we all have to work together to get those things done because I think people think that we are a dumping ground. I saw furniture being dumped at the bank behind my house. I mean, they dumped the whole living room set. I called Mr. Munson the next morning and I said, hey, he answered the phone and he went to pick all that furniture up. So I have noticed that people think that the city of Lithonia, because we're so small, they think that we're a dumping ground and they're doing it. And I've talked to Chief about it and we are working every time we have a conversation to figure out what we can do to try to garner that. So we need people to come to our work sessions and talk to us to put our heads together to see how we can combat stuff like that. But, it's about us working together. So people have to come in here and work together and put our heads together about stuff like that. So I think that we have to increase our millage rate. We have to be able to survive and in order for us to survive, we have to increase the millage rate. We have to be able to have income coming in. That's how I feel about it.
So I was saying that about the housing, that it's not getting worse, it's getting better. So maybe it's squeezing now on this. Excuse my thing, I cut it. Yeah. Let me, just stupid age stuff, you know. Anyway, I forgot knives are sharp. But with the 30-some homes, you know, at 300,000, so that's a big hit above most of the majority of the value of the house in the city. So, you know, those things are changing. And it's funny things, you know, the city is expanding out this way where we're looked at as a small little town. Now there's no place to build. So they grabbing up all the land in Lithonia and building houses started, so I hate to say that for young folks, you know, at 300,000 right off the bat. So these townhomes, and that's what they're buying. The developers came and we got these permits. So, you know, next year we could plan for, you know, it may be a rollback on the taxes, you know. So it's just a temporary thing that's going on. That's all I want to say.
All right, any other discussion? All right, if there's not any other discussion, is there a need for executive session? Huh? What you mean? I can't hear you. Huh?
The work session.
Oh, okay. All right, I am ready for a motion to adjourn, council.
Motion to adjourn our millage rate public hearing.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. It is now 5:56 p.m. All right, and thank you so much for addressing your concerns, everybody.
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you.